Hello, welcome back to another knitting video. My name is The New Soups. You can call me Ilea, you can call me Soups. I knit amongst a bunch of other things, but right now I'm really into knitting. And I just started the freshwater tank by Jessie Maed Designs. Insert a little beautiful little intro graphic here. I don't have that. Sorry, you just get right into the stuff. Okay, so I went yarn shopping yesterday. New to me yarn store. And I picked up some yarn for this tank. Ever since this was released, I have not been able to stop thinking about it. So here I am, I'm working on it. I picked up Universal Yarns Magnolia in, oh my goodness, just this beautiful color. This is in the colorway blueberry something. Blueberry scone. How cute is that? It's so shiny. It's so, the color is just gorgeous. I picked this up. It's 95% modal, which is a tree fiber of some kind. Actually, let me double check this. Modal is a second generation regenerated cellulosic fiber. Wow. And a variation of rayon, viscose. Okay. And it's also 5% cashmere, so fancy. I was looking, I think this is knit originally in a linen cotton blend, and I looked for cotton blends and linen blends at the store that I was at, and they didn't have anything in a fingering weight yarn, so I got this. It is so pretty. Wait, let me show you how far I am on it before I start yapping too much. So I did start this yesterday evening when I got home. This is how far I am. Here's the fiber. I'm like, when I picked up today, I was rowing out really badly. I actually think my knit rows are looser than my purl rows. Anyway, I'm looking at this and I'm really fighting that feeling of, oh, it looks like a human made it. Yeah, it looks like a human made it because I'm a human and I'm making it. So, and part of the reason I think is because this is a kind of challenging fiber to work with. It's super slippery. It feels like bamboo. And it's very unforgiving. That's kind of how I feel when I'm working with it. Like, it just feels really unforgiving. But anyway, it's okay. It's a beautiful color. It's going to feel so like drapey. It's going to drape. The drape is beautiful. The color is beautiful. And it's going to be nice and cool in the summer. I did see this beautiful, beautiful wool, like 100% wool in it was like this deep royal blue with a red purple bloom to it somehow. Is that the right words to say? It was like the base color was blue and then it had some kind of fuzz on it that looked reddish purple. I'm still learning all the terms for for yarn types, whatever. Anyway, I picked this. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to be a challenge. But this is how far I am. I'm almost to the underarm increases, but I thought I better quick jump on here and make a little video about it. So today is April 3rd. I am really enjoying this and I'm excited. It's also nice to have just a stockinette project. My last big project was the baguette jacket by Suman Kim, and that was not stockinette. That was cables and detail and texture, so a lot harder to just kind of like sit and work on mindlessly. So it's fun to have just an easy project to work on. And I just have to get over the tension issues. It is difficult for me to tension like evenly. Part of that is because I've been having some hand pain, I think related to my natural very high tension. So I am trying to relax my knitting a little bit and relax my hands, which relaxes my tension too. And I still haven't found my new normal. And I'm just trying to be okay with that and be here for the journey. Whatever, I'm also frustrated by it. So that's where I am so far. I will check in again soon. All right, it's April 6th. I finished the back panel. I did the shoulders. I did the increases. I even joined in the front part. Now I have a bunch of rows to do, and then I was really trying to get to join under the arms because then it'll just be easy stockinette. So that's where I am so far. Here's something fun. On both of these shoulder straps, I made the same error. So both of them are 2 rows shorter than they're meant to be because I can't read or count. I think what was happening is that there was setup rows that were labeled 1 and 2, and then the rest of the rows were labeled, they restarted the count. But then when I was looking at it, I was not including the setup rows in my count, so I'm too short. I think it's fine, and I'll just add like 2 extra rows to the part after you join, and then when we're ready to join in the round, I think we'll have the same number of rows on both sides, or whatever. I'll have the amount I'm supposed to, but at least I made the same mistake the same way on both shoulder straps, I guess. So that's my update on that. I think my tension is evening out. I'm not seeing as much rowing out as I was seeing on the back, which I am delighted by. This yarn is hard to use. It's unforgiving. I just feel like I'm seeing all of my mistakes. And I just have to be okay with that. I have to be okay with my hand knit thing looking hand knit, looking like a human made it. But I'm feeling pretty good. It's going to be so light and cool for the summer. It'll be so nice. And that's it. That's my update. Okay, I'll see you next time, hopefully when I've got some more work on the body done. Okay. Hello. It's April 24th. I don't know the last clip I filmed, probably ages and ages ago. I basically stopped working on this to work on socks. But I'm back, and I'm ready to talk about... Are you crooked? I'm back, and I'm ready to talk about the freshwater tank. Do you want to hear about it? All right, so I did join in the round. I know that that's what you were really hoping to hear me say, and it's true. Like 3 days ago, I joined in the round. So here it is. My cable's too short, so you'll have to forgive the bunching. The bunching at the bottom. Don't you love this color though? Doesn't it look so pretty? Please say you love it and you think it's so pretty. I'm showing you the back of this for some reason. Okay, here's the front. Here's the front. I'm at this point kind of worried that the armholes are massive. This is how big, next to my head, this is how big the armhole is. Like, I haven't picked up and done the little like ribbing around the armhole yet, so maybe it'll be fine once I get to that point, but right now it looks enormous, so we'll see. Let's see, how much have I done after I joined? I've done this much, and where that stitch marker is, this is where I started today. So this is just stockinette in the round forever. It's pretty easy to just work on mindlessly. However, because the yarn is the way it is, it's very slippery and very splitty. So if I get too in the zone, it starts splitting, and I'm like, you know when you do the yarn over and you slip the stitch instead of fully knitting the stitch? I will have that happen, so I just have to pay a little bit more attention, or maybe not try to go so super fast. But overall, I'm really enjoying it. It feels lightweight, like nothing. I'm very excited to try it on. Okay, so I have like this much yarn left in here. How much is in here? Do you like my cute little bag? My friend Jam made this for me. Okay, I have this much yarn left before I run out of the first skein, and when I run out of this first skein, I'm going to put it all on barber cord. I'll do a check-in where I'm wearing it so you can actually see what it looks like, and then I'm going to pick up for the sleeves, the armholes, and the neckline to finish that before I go and finish the length of the body. So that's my update there. I'll check in again when I finish this tiny amount of yarn that I have left. Hello! I finished this part. Look at this. I knit to the end of my skein. This is 100 grams of whatever. Okay, so now here's the thing. When I wound my new ball of yarn, I'm gonna pick up for the neck and the armholes and do that before I finish the length of the body. But I'm gonna try it on real quick and see how it's fitting. I realized after the last time we talked that when I was talking about the armhole, that I could just check my gauge against pattern gauge and find out if I'm like really off base or if it's pretty close to pattern. So I counted my gauge. I'm a little bit smaller than the intended gauge. So My row gauge is pretty short. I think I'm 1 stitch small on my stitch gauge, so I don't know, I'm not too worried about that. But let's try this on and see how it fits. Okay, what do you think? What does it look like? Let me do a little spin for you, and then I'm gonna have to go look in the mirror because I don't know what it looks like. Length. I know that, okay, so I think in the pattern it says that you can kind of adjust, because this does feel like a little bit of a deep armhole to me. I think it says you can adjust how deep this is by how many stitches you pick up through here. I'm going to read it more carefully, but that could be good news. I'll do the neckline first just to get that all situated, and then I'll go back in and do this. But now I'm looking at the rest of the length, and I think, well, I'm wearing high-waisted leggings, so it's kind of misleading for how it's going to fit me right now. Gonna do a little zoom up on the back details. This is something you won't really care about till much later. All right, let me go stare in the mirror for a second, and then I'll be back with maybe some more fully formed thoughts. Okay, I went and kind of straightened it out to how I think it's supposed to be fitting. So I think before I had this kind of like pulled down in the front. So I think I've lined it up to where I could expect that the design is intended to fit. So you can see this, where is it? You can see the seam. That's supposed to be behind on the back of my shoulder. So this part, I don't know. We'll see after I add, like after we put everything together. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think all shirts look weird before you do the neckline and the armhole or sleeve or whatever. So I'll check in after I do that, and maybe it'll be amazing. Right now, like the bra I'm wearing underneath, like all of it is kind of weird. So we'll see how it looks when it's more put together. But fabric-wise, it feels amazing. It feels so lightweight, so comfortable, like can't even feel it type of fiber. So thank you, Modal. I'll pick up for the rest of it, and I'll check in after I have some progress done on that. Okay, I picked up for all of this, and I did my first knit row, and I did, look at this little lateral braid around here, but I think my pickup rate is off, so I'm going to rip it back out, and I'm gonna do 2 of 3 along the straps, and then I'm gonna do 1 of 1 and 1 to 1 here, 1 to 1, 1 to 1 here. Right now I have 1 to 1 here, and I think it looks really good, but on the back this is like right when I started, so I wasn't really thinking about it. Like I started over here. On the back I did 2 of 3, and I think it's going to bunch up just a little bit at the back here. So I'm gonna take it out, and we're gonna do 1 to 1, and it's gonna be better, but it's okay. I kind of went into this thinking I might need to re-pick them up. So that's okay. I'm gonna do it and come back. Okay, I ripped out and I redid this, and I think it looks super nice. I did a 1 to 1 here, and a 2 of 3 here, and a 1 to 1 on the back of the neck, and I think that worked out really well. Now I'm gonna do the sleeves and all the sleeves, the armhole. Okay, I just finished this armhole right here, beautiful, and now you can really see how much doing this detailing really like pulls this sleeve in. I picked up 2 stitches left than the recommended, or 2 stitches less than the recommended stitch count for picking up here, and I think it looked really, really nice. So that makes me feel better about how this is going to go. Like I think it'll just fit better. So stay tuned. Okay, I hope you can see this. I hope you have a good enough view of what this is looking like. I finished the neck and the armholes. As you can see, it really picked up the armhole depth. I was really worried about how deep it was before I did any detailing on it. That made a huge difference. Here's what it looks like. And of course that made some difference for the length of it too. So I'm going to put this back on the needles and work on the length of it. But the detailing, I hope you can see, it's just so, so pretty. This and the neckline is it's just gorgeous. I love it so much. Can you also see like where this, oh, look at all my strings everywhere. I hope you can see like this this part where it kind of connects back here. Do you love it? Oh, so, okay, that's how it's looking so far. Ooh, you can see me in the sun, kind of. That's how it's looking so far. I'm gonna put it back on the needles and keep going. Hello, it is Tuesday, and I think the last time I checked in was on Sunday. So I have just been knitting in the round, going ham. It's very easy, it's just stockinette, so I was just zoning out. Also, something to note, this yarn is so easy to put on and off of barber cord. I guess that's the bonus of having it be so slippery. So anytime I want to try it on, I just slip it on a barber cord, try it on, take it back off. I usually I usually dread that part of the process because I find it stressful and annoying to put things on and off of barber cord. Is that what you're here for? To hear about? Unlikely. Okay, so the length of this right now is like right to my belly button. I have a confession. I did not swatch for this project. And once I got to this stage, I realized that I wasn't sure if this yarn was going to grow any amount. So I went on the Ravelry projects for this yarn and looked at what everybody says about this, and one person said it grew 2 inches, and they did like a full stockinette garment like this. So it's at my belly button. I think there's another inch and a half of the detail. There's like a little split hem detail at the bottom. And I think I'm gonna start that right now, do that. And then if this does like grow a little bit, I think it'll be fine. What do you think? You're not gonna be able to give me any input on it. I'll take some pictures of it and send it to my committee of yarn friends, my knitter friends, and see what everybody thinks. But that's how it's looking so far. Like I always say, it feels amazing to wear. I'm very happy that I will have a garment in this yarn to wear because it just feels so good. I also think it looks amazing. I weaved in all my ends today. I know, please clap for me. And I think this really annoying thing, it has a lateral braid detail, and you break your yarn about 1,000 times. Okay, that's dramatic. But when I picked up for this, like you pick up, so you have a tail when you pick up, and then you do your lateral braid, and then you cut, and then you reattach it immediately, and then you work, and then you cut. So you have 4 ends just from picking up here. And this yarn is one of those yarns that when you weave in your ends, you can kind of tell. It just adds bulk to a little bit of it's not lacy, but a little bit more lightweight fabric. It's fine. Just one of those things that annoys me when I'm working on a project. It's like, you're gonna make me cut my yarn right now? I mean, you have to for the braid. Anyway, really beautiful. Can you see? Let's see, what can you see? Can you see this detail up here? There's this issue with my camera. Well, I'm shooting on my iPhone, right? And if I get too close to it, it like changes to ugly mode and won't unchange from ugly mode. You might have noticed in some of my clips, I'm in ugly mode. But if I don't get too close, I think hopefully you'll be able to like still see the detail and it won't be too ugly. Do you love it? I really love this neckline detail. I'm sure I've said that already. Okay, so I'm gonna take some pictures of this. I'm gonna start on the split hem detail, and I'll check in when I check in. But I'm feeling suddenly really close to the end of this project. That's something that is so fun about these mindless stockinette projects. I'll be watching YouTube videos, I'll be watching my knit vlogs, just knitting stockinette in the round, and suddenly I wake up and it's almost done. So great. Okay, see you soon. I am at the end of this. I'm doing the detailing for the end, and I'm recording this to make myself finish this today because I would like this to be done and say like, hello, I'm done. But I'm sick of it. So I'm this far. It's 3 o'clock right now. It's May 2nd. And by the end of the day, this is going to be done and you're going to see me wearing it. now 3:56, so was I being dramatic? Me? Be dramatic? Wow. Wow, it's so cute. Let me put it on so that you can like actually get an idea of what it looks like. I still have to block it, which is why I'm just standing in a corner and it's not the real reveal. Okay? But let's see how it's looking right now. Ta-da! Here she is. Here's like how far my pants are and like where my belly button is right now. And so here's where the top hangs. Here's that little cute split curved hem, which kind of looks a little lumpy. The back is kind of rolling up. I can feel that it's kind of rolling up a little bit, but hopefully blocking will help that. As you know, it has not been blocked yet. But I think length, it's really beautiful. Have I mentioned it feels amazing to wear? I was really dreading binding off. It's all bound off. Binding off. It's all cast off? Whatever. In knit stitch. Which is my nightmare because it's always so tight. So I was stressed out trying to make sure that it was nice and loose, at least loose enough that it wouldn't like pucker up. So hopefully that'll be fine. There was something else that I was going to say about this. I should take notes so that when I have a thought, it's like written down somewhere externally, not just in my brain. I'm going to go wash this and then we'll do the final check-in and talk about everything else. And hopefully I'll remember everything I was going to say and I'll put it in the end of the video. But I love it. I really like it. I hope it doesn't get too much longer when it's blocking, but after it's been blocked. That's a little bit of a fear that I have. But maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be fine. Okay, see you in a second. And here is the freshwater tank, all done, blocked, dried. It's beautiful. I'll try to like get some shots of how you can, like, the drape is so nice. I'm glad I took a clip of it yesterday before I washed and blocked it, because looking at it today, it's so beautiful. Like, it just turned out it turned out so nice. The edge is not rolling anymore. Let me see. Do I need to move you down a little bit? You're gonna miss the top of my head, but like, how important is it to see the top of my head for this shot? Okay, I'm standing on my toes. Okay, just like, can you see that? Look at how nice that looks, how much better it looks than yesterday. The drape on here, can you just see that it's like, it's so nice. It's so nice. It fits so well. The armholes, I think, are maybe like, I don't know if they're a little bit low or if all of the like bras I wear or some stuff under my shirt is like really high armhole, which is not like that big of a deal to me. I don't care that much. I'm obsessed with it. It feels, I know I've said this 1,000 times, it feels amazing. I hope that this little puff ball on here is blocking out the wind. It's a beautiful day, so I thought I have to film this outside. Maybe I'll get a shot in the shade also. It's gorgeous. I love it. I think it's a 10 out of 10. The fiber feels amazing. I'm going to give the yarn experience itself like a 7 out of 10 because it was so slippery. But, of course, it is worth it for the final product that looks so good. So good. Everything is worth it for what we have at the end. And I just love it so much. Let me see if I'll give you a little bit of a close-up here of just like how it's all looking, how the neckline. Sorry, I'm looking at my monitor on my watch, which is why I'm obnoxiously looking at my watch. But the details up here are just so perfect. Here's the back of the neck and how the shoulder detail is working out. It's so good. I love it. Here's she in the shade. Here's she in the shade. Here she is in the shade. Here I think you can get a better idea of how beautiful the color is. It is so pretty. It's so pretty. I really think that this is just the best thing I've ever made, and I love Jessie Maed's patterns. Maybe I'll make all of them. This is the second one I've made from her. I made the 1993 tee also. Oh no, the third one, because I made the outline tank as well. And I love it. Like, everything that I've made from her is just gorgeous. And I want to make 1,000 of them. So that's my review. I love it. I love it so much. Amazing. Well, can you hear that woodpecker? Can you hear the birds? Can you tell what a lovely night it is out here? I had a really nice time working on this top, and I am so happy with it. I really could not be happier. Did you hear that? Woodpecker. Well, now I'm getting photobombed or sound bombed. Maybe I'll film the rest of this later. But that's what I have to say, is that this is great. I loved working on this. It's beautiful. I love the finished product, and I would absolutely make this again, maybe in a different yarn fiber, like kind of experiment a little bit with it. But I love it. Thank you so much for watching another project vlog. This is the Freshwater Tank by Jessie Maed Designs. And I'll see you next time for some more project vlogs, some more hanging out, knitting, having fun. You know, that's what I have for you here. Thanks for watching. Bye. I just was like quickly watching back the footage of what I just took in the sunshine, and I felt like in the sunshine you could really see, like, I don't know, like the dye of the shirt kind of seemed, and I guess it kind of does look like that too. I don't know if it looked like that before I washed it or not. I washed it just with soak. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say was like, oh, I was going to say these are high-waisted pants and you can't see my belly button, but you can, so whatever. That's irrelevant. Okay, now you just get more footage of this in the shade. Anyway, I thought that it kind of looks like, you can really see how nice the fabric is, but doesn't the dye kind of look like uneven? Is that tension or dye? Now I can't tell, but I was just noticing that when I was just like briefly rewatching it. I already have some plant material on here. Anyway, just some bonus, I guess, because I wanted you to see, like, look at that. Hello? Whatever.